Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Welcome to June. I hope all of you are doing really well out there. I wanted to let you know that I still have a few personal reading openings available for August. So if anybody's still interested in that and hasn't reached out yet, please go ahead and do so. I would love to connect with you face to face. As usual, I have pulled a card from the Rainforest Wisdom deck, which is the card deck that I created, and I haven't looked at it yet. Let's see what this week's energy theme is. Oh, community, the leafcutter ant. What is so cool about leafcutter ants is that they are very organized in the way that their communities are set up, and they all have individualized, well, maybe not individualized, but they all have different groups that they belong into, and each group has a very specific job that is assigned to that group, and they all work together knowing what it is that they bring to their community, and they all get together and do a job that they require everybody helping out in their own ways in order to complete. So that's how they sustain their little ant family. And let's see this week what this community card means for us. See, what I'm hearing is that this is a time when we might be called upon to help out, to show up, to contribute in some way. Like, I feel like it's like we're being reached out to and asked if we will contribute. And this would be a good time to bring our gifts, our skills, our time, our energy to the table somewhere where we're needed, and bring that in a way that helps us helps someone else, help another group, or help maybe it's an individual, maybe it's a group, maybe it's a wider, like, community-based event. This could look a lot of different ways, but what I'm seeing this week is that we may be called upon to contribute what it is that we bring, and this is a good time for that. This is a good time for offering ourselves to something bigger than us, or to something outside of our personal needs, something that benefits someone else. What's interesting about donating our time or our energy or our skills in some way is that it's a really powerful way for us to get back into an empowered perspective. Let me see how I can explain that. And I'm going to say this, but I also want to preface it by saying it's meant to be given without the expectation of anything in return. Right? Giving genuinely from our hearts because we want to give something, not because we want to people please and we don't know how to say no to people, and inside of us we actually are resenting it, but we said yes anyway, and now we have to show up and do it. Like if that's how it's going to feel, just don't do it. Okay? But our guides are saying that giving generously, giving from a place of truly just wanting to improve someone else's life, coming genuinely from our hearts, is a very, very powerful way to get into our kind of creator's seat. It's a very powerful way to strengthen our magnetic self, if you will. And when we do that, that makes the things that we are calling in for ourselves come to us more easily. So being in that place from a genuine place is what does it. Let's look at that a little bit more. There's also a reminder that the way that we give doesn't have to look perfect. It doesn't have to be over the top. It doesn't have to be more than we're actually capable of. It can be something small. It can be something thoughtful. It could be something that we're capable of giving. Something that feels like we have an overflow of. Right? If you are a very organized person, maybe you help somebody organize something. If you are a very creative person, maybe you help create something. Right? So it doesn't have to work against us or try to draw something out of us that we don't have available easily. We can tap into our strengths and ask what it is that we are the most capable of giving, and then give those things generously from a place of wanting to give. Yeah. This also comes as kind of a balm for when we feel that inner torture, right? That inner turmoil, the pain of the witnessing of the suffering of the world and the suffering of others. And this can be a balm to help us process and heal through that experience. And it doesn't even have to be directly related to giving in any way to anyone or anything that is in need is a balm for all of it. Okay. Yeah, and our guides are saying that if they could boil it down to the essence of what is being called on us this week, it is give something. Give something. Mm-hmm. Start with something that feels really easy. So you don't have to donate 12 hours of your time to an event or something right away. Let's start something. Let's start small. What can we give that is really accessible and easy? Something that we can give that feels really good. Maybe it's a compliment. Maybe it's a really genuine compliment. that would feel really good. And they say work from there. So starting with something that's very easy and very accessible, and then building, like seeing how it feels, maybe continuing to do that for, all day one day or for a few days, and then build on that and see what would the next step be. Would it be writing a card of how much we appreciate somebody and putting it in the mail? Whatever. It could be something a little bit more, that asks a little bit more from us, and build up from there. This is good for everyone. Let's see what else here. Mm-hmm. They're saying that this is also a remedy for the isolation that we feel and the disconnection that we feel from our communities as a side effect of living in the modern world that we live in, that we don't always feel closely connected to people in a personal or intimate way. And they're saying that this is something that they want us to engage in order to build more real and intimate connections with our communities. And our guides will lead us to these things. If we're meant to be connected with something in particular, your guides are going to lead you to it, and you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it immediately when it comes up, like, oh, I could do something here, right? I could give something. And that's the spirit. That's the spirit of this week. So it's not meant to be a burden. It's meant to feel really, really good. And so if it doesn't feel that way, then we're missing the point. All right. Have a great week, everybody. I'll see you next Monday. Take care. Bye.